Hello, welcome to swisswatchgang. Today with a new review. If you guessed the watch in the picture correctly last time, you know which watch we're going to be talking about today. It is a big honor and I'm really happy to have this chance to review this watch. It's actually one of the brands that I first visited when I attended my first BaselWorld. Today we're going to be reviewing my grail watch, something I really want to have in the future. It's the Logical One by Romain Gauthier. Romain Gauthier is a company founded by the man himself, Mr. Gauthier, in the Vallée de Joux in 2005. He's a great man, friend, and also the watches he creates, for me, are just one of the best ones on the market. The Logical One, which I have in my hands here, actually won the Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève, or GPHG, in 2013 for the best men's complication watch, which is quite a high achievement because the GPHG, as I told you before, is like the Oscars of watchmaking. As you might know, the Vallée de Joux, where Romain Gauthier is situated, is known for exquisite finishing, and the watches created in that area of Switzerland are arguably the most sought after in the collector community. Let me now try to explain to you the watch from the outside and work myself to the inside. It's a highly complicated watch, although only a time-only timepiece. From the outside, the watch is already beautifully made. The 43mm case, which is in this version in white gold, is highly polished, has curved lugs, which are frosted on the side. On the left side of the watch is a beautiful pusher, which I'm going to explain to you later why this is about. On the other side of the case, which is also highly polished, you have the crown with which you can set the time. The movement of Romain Gauthier watches are probably something they're most well known for. The finishing is impeccable. The movement I have here is actually treated and plated with red gold. And it takes about 90 hours just to finish up the movement, the decorations, and all the finishings. The model I have in my hands features a beautiful oven-fired Grand Feu enamel dial, which takes hours to produce, and it has gold, highly polished hands as a nice contrast. The whole movement, as I mentioned, is beautifully decorated, and the main decoration you see here on the main plate is actually hand frosting, which you can see on the front as well as on the back side of the movement. Once you turn the watch around, you can really admire the attention to detail and care and love that people working with Romain put into these watches every day. As you can see here, the power reserve is also kind of like skeletonized, and on this part of the watch you can actually also see through the movement in the front. On the side you can see the mainspring barrel, which holds a 2-day power reserve of this watch. It's actually covered by a sapphire plate, which is held on the mechanism and the barrel with screws. All the screws you see in the Romain Gauthier Logical One are mirror polished, as are many of the components. The rubies are beautifully seen and add a nice contrast to the red gold plated base plate. The ruby bearings, the interior of them is also hand polished, which shows you how much really attention they put into those watches. Let me now show you why the collectors and the people in the watch community love this watch so much and why it's so important. The main feature of the Logical One is the fusee chain mechanism here, or the constant force. The small chain with ruby bearings inside is actually made out of 136 pieces. All of them that are visible on the front, and there's a small window in the back where you can see them as well, are mirror polished by hand. Mirror polishing, or black polish, is a kind of polish where it's so highly well made that you can basically see your reflection in it, hence the name mirror. The winding system of the Logical One you can use with the pusher on the side, which is very ergonomic. What you do is you push it in the middle and you will see how the chain goes from the lower part to the upper one. This mechanism is actually patented by Romain, and this watch in total has 4 different patents. So why did he use a fusee chain? A very old type of mechanism, but something not many watch companies can perfect and is usable in a modern timepiece. Romain, on the other hand, made it happen and is one of the few in the market. The fusee and chain mechanism with the constant force is used for an even distribution of power to the balance wheel. What this achieves is that the accuracy of the Logical One is more precise and the power is consistently regulated the same. So, for example, in a normal wristwatch, which doesn't have a fusee and chain constant force, when the mainspring is fully wound, the amount of power to the balance wheel is different in comparison when the mainspring is fully unwound or just a little wound. The fusee and chain helps to distribute this energy and the ratio evenly from the start to the end. And with the Logical One, one single push of the pusher on the side winds the watch for 45 minutes. What's also beautifully decorated and a centerpiece of the fusee and chain is this beautiful bridge above it with 2 rubies. The balance wheel is also specially designed and has a special characteristic of Romain Gauthier. The design of the balance wheel is also subtly transported or let's say also inspiring the wheels on the watch itself, which you can see on this part of the movement. What's very cool as well is that Romain actually created his own screws, which are shaped like an S. This also helps to tighten them a bit more, and also he had to create his special tools to fasten the screws. What I can't emphasize enough is the finishing of a Romain Gauthier timepiece and also the animation which you get with the Logical One. When you push the pusher, also the backside, a lot of components just start living. And it's really a joy to wind the watch. What I also like about this timepiece is the balance wheel, which is kind of floating in the air here, held by this beautifully decorated bridge. Let me now put the watch on the wrist for you guys so you see how it looks like. It has a beautiful white gold, highly polished buckle with the Romain Gauthier logo, and it sits just perfectly. Because the watch has downward or bent lugs, the ergonomic is excellent. And on the wrist it just looks like a dream watch. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions regarding the Romain Gauthier Logical One timepiece that I showed you guys today here. On the side, you know the drill. You have a watch we'll be reviewing next time on this channel. If you know which watch this is, surprise me. Leave a comment. Maybe you'll get it right this time. Thank you for watching and see you next time.